Hey weirdos, welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're having a great start to your day or a great end to your day. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video with bated breath. I have the things and the stuff. We're gonna do a little science. You know how much I love doing science here on this channel. I hope you do too. And if you are new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. I do nail content twice a week, every week. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. So I grabbed these from Amazon. They are by Modelones, and these are the pudding goop gel things. I don't know what you want to call it other than goop. It's gel. It's nail art gel or like gel polish, but it's super thick. And from what I know, this is supposed to make it super easy for application, especially if you have trouble with flooding your cuticle area and sidewalls. This might be really great. So I figured we're going to do a little test. I'm going to attempt to open this first and foremost. They are very well sealed and they all came perfectly fine. I got 4 different colors. I'm going to leave everything linked in the box for you guys if you want. And we're going to see how these compare to Modelones regular gel polish and also to another brand gel polish. I got Beetles too, I think. Beetles, Mifa, one of them, another Amazon company. And I'm going to do one nail for each, and then I'm going to pick my favorite and do my whole mani with it. And the end result may shock you a little bit. So stay tuned for that reveal, if you will. So here's the first palette. I think this is the Jelly Bean collection. I didn't swatch them all out just because I don't want to waste the product. It does come with an application brush. Each one of them comes with its own brush, which is super cute. I think it's fine. I used it for the application, as you're going to see, and I think it worked okay. But we're going to get into it here in a minute. The bristles are nice and soft. This would be great also if you're a builder gel in the pot user and you need a brush for that. I think this brush would be really nice for builder gel as well. I'm going to go ahead and open up all of these. I'll let you see all of the colors. I'll give you all the info, and then we're going to get into application. So I decided, even though there are so many bright and gorgeous colors, I went with the best ever coffee because it is I. And I wanted to keep it simple. I didn't want to do anything complicated. I wanted to do just a basic application, and this does come with instructions. It's pretty straightforward. It tells you to prep and do all the things. I have peel base on per usual, so I'm going to skip all the prep. But if you wanted a longer lasting mani, you definitely would want to use a dehydrator. Make sure your nails are a little bit roughed up. Nothing crazy. Don't go taking layers of nail off. Just give it a gentle file with a very, very soft file. Use your prep, your dehydrator, use a primer, and then you'll go in with a gel base like I'm doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and get a coat of gel base. I'm going to do it on all my nails, which was probably a mistake because I'm only doing one nail at a time. But I'm going to go ahead and get my base on. I'm going to give this a 30-second cure, and then we're going in for the pudding. Okay, so we're going to get into application. I chose this very soft baby pink color. I wanted to make sure that I had colors that were similar to this in my collection so I can compare it. I'm going to scoop a little bit of this pudding. I don't know why this is so entertaining for me. So here's the consistency. It's super thick, almost has like a dense whipped consistency. It's pudding, and I'm gonna get this on the nail. And I did not watch videos. I did not do any research. This is a true first impression from somebody who has never used this product before. I'd done no research because I figured I could have watched videos, I could have watched tutorials, whatever, but most people who are buying these things aren't watching videos. They're using them at home and they don't know what they're doing. So I wanted that perspective. And I can tell you, it's pretty easy going around the cuticle. I can see this being really good or easy, if you're, maybe not easy, user-friendly, I guess. If you're doing nail art or if you're doing a color block or even an ombre type design. This is for me, very streaky though. And mind you, I'm doing this on my dominant hand. I'm using my non-dominant hand to do all of this, the whole thing. It's okay. The coverage is a little streaky for me. And you're gonna see here in a minute, I do clean my brush off with some swipe solution. Or you can use alcohol, that's totally fine. Rubbing alcohol, not the drinking variety. And I'm gonna kind of clean up a little bit and then go over it one more time. And it's gonna dilute the color a little bit, but I think it worked in my favor. I would say less is more with this kind of product. You don't want to put too much on. The little bit that I used for this nail, entirely too much. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up around the sides, which is super simple, by the way. This brush is actually really nice for cleanup, so not an issue there. But if the whole point is you're not going to flood your cuticles or your sidewalls, I failed this mission badly. But again, cleanup is fine, no big deal. So we're going to go with it. So I'm going to go ahead, grab my Swipe Solutions stuff, and I'm going to clean up a little bit more and thin this out. I'm going to give it a 30-second cure, and then I'm going to do coat number 2. Okay, going in for coat number 2 with the pudding. I think I learned a little bit with the first coat. We don't need a lot of product, just a little bit. It's very thin on the brush. We're gonna get this on coat number 2. And I can tell you, second coat was definitely easier. Still a tiny minor amount of struggle with the streakiness. And I'm gonna do a third coat and it's still a little bit streaky. I can see it, you probably can't. And when you top coat, you can barely notice it, like unless you're examining the nails under a magnifying glass. That's the thing. You really can't tell. But I know it's there, and I'm a little, I don't know, particular about the way my nails look. Of course I am, as are many of you. So for me, it just kind of bugged me, but I think it's pretty good to learn on, and I am going to use these palettes for some nail art. I think for nail art, these are going to be amazing, and I can't wait to play more with them. So I went ahead, cured, and now I'm going in for coat number 3. So I'm going to get this on real quick. I'm going to cure it, I'm going to top coat it, and then we're going to play around with another Modelones regular gel polish just to see how it is compared to the pudding. And then we're going to play with a whole nother gel polish, and then I'm going to do my nails in my favorite color. I'm not going to show you the whole manicure. Don't worry, I'm not going to monopolize your entire day, but you're going to see which one I prefer and like the best out of all 3. So I top coated that nail, got it cured. It's looking nice. I can't even say it's looking bad. It doesn't look bad at all. I'm a little, I don't know, off put by the products, but it could just be because they're new to me. I've never used them before. I'm working with a brush I've never used, product I've never used. Did I say I've never used it before? You get the point. So now I'm going to go in with another Modelones gel polish, and I'm going to get this on the nail next to the one already done. And I know the colors aren't exactly the same. They're close enough, if you will, but I really wanted to see from me how this would differentiate in usability compared to the pudding, right? So as you can see, this is going on pretty easily. I didn't have a lot of trouble getting around the cuticle area. The consistency of the Modelones gel polish is medium. It's not super thin, but it's not super thick. I find them very easy to use. And for me, the Modelones gel polish, I get pretty good coverage with 3 coats. You could probably get away with 2 depending on your nail length and how much product you're putting on, but I like to keep it very thin when it comes to gel product because you want to make sure it's curing completely. Speaking of which, I did cure that first coat for 30 seconds, and now we're going in with coat number 2. As you probably saw, it was looking a little streaky on first application, that first coat. Second coat covered up a good amount of the streakiness, but it was still a little bit sheer for me, even with my short nails. So I'm going to go ahead and do coat number 3 here in a minute, get that top coated, and we'll move on to round 3. Okay, so here are the first 2 nails, top coated, cured, and I am going to say that I prefer the gel polish nail. I just think it looks a lot smoother. I can still notice some of the flaws in the pudding nail. It looks a little bit patchy in some spots. So far, I'm voting for the Modelones gel polish. I went ahead and did 1 coat of this Beetles gel polish on my ring nail, and I was kind of shooketh. I wasn't going to film it initially, but I had an inkling and I decided to go with it. So I'm going to show you coat number 2 with this Beetles gel polish, and this one kind of blew me out of the water. So much so that I decided I wanted to do all of my nails with this Beetles gel polish. So I'm going to do a coat on my pinky, and then I'm going to cure, and then I'm going to do a second coat on my ring and on my pinky, and that's all I needed. All I needed was 2 coats, which for a pink like this, I was pretty impressed. Now you guys have seen me use a bunch of Beetles gel polish on my channel before. I've always liked it, but I never really had the appreciation for it until I did this manicure and I saw the difference in products. That's not to say there's anything wrong with Modelones. I love Modelones products. You guys know I film Modelones all the time and I always love it. Never had an issue. But if you prefer a more full coverage type look, I would maybe suggest Beetles. The formula is slightly thicker than Modelones, and I think that formulation makes it easier to get full coverage. So if you're comfortable with a thicker consistency gel, you might really like it. If you prefer a thinner gel polish and doing more layers, Modelones is probably going to be the better bet for you. So here's what my game plan is, and I'm not going to do this on film because it's a little bit too much, even for me, but I'm going to finish up these 2 nails with the Beetles gel. Off camera, I'm going to pop off those other 2 nails, finish my mani, and I will come back and I will show you the whole thing. So here's the finished mani using the 1 gel polish from Beetles, and I am literally in love. This pink though, okay, I don't know what it is about these shades of pink. I'm not a tan human. I'm not. Yes, I live in Florida. I rarely go outside. But I feel like this color makes me look so naturally tan. I am literally in love. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your experiences may have been. Either if you've tried the gel pudding stuff or regular gel polish. Let me know if you have a favorite that you think I should try. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will catch you in the next one. Love you. Bye.